Hey Foxes, today's guide will be about the Barbarian Assault minigame. If you've been looking for an easy, simple way to understand this minigame, then this is the right guide for you. Thanks a ton Foxes for all the support, the subs, likes, and shares, it really helps. Okay, so firstly, you're going to want to hop to a Barb Assault world and head over to the Barbarian outpost via a games necklace or use the minigame teleport. Once inside, walk all the way over to the first wave room. If for whatever reason you've already completed some waves but didn't reach 10, you can right-click the red light in the doorway and reset your wave. This is where you will spam your role. Make sure your accept aid in the setting is on, and then someone will invite you. A screen will pop up, click your role, then accept. You'll see your party formed in the upper right corner of the screen, and the party leader will start the game once it's full. Every role will have a horn in their bag upon entering. You must right-click the horn and choose the corresponding option that is shown in white in the upper right of your screen. If you did this correctly, it will turn orange. Now, with Attacker, ranged is significantly more effective than doing it with melee. A commonly seen outfit is full void with a magic short bow imbued. As you can only suffer melee, ranged, or poison damage from the penance monsters, it is recommended for all the other roles to wear melee armor with both high melee and ranged defense bonuses on it. You do not need a weapon unless you're an attacker. So there are a couple different strategies here. One of the most common being that the attackers and the collectors go to the west or to the left, where the defenders and the healers go to the east, which is the right. In my experience though, not a lot of teams actually stick to that particular strategy. So kind of just make sure that your attackers and defenders are up front and that the collectors and the healers are behind them. I'd say probably the most important thing is making sure that you stay on top of calling out what you're supposed to with your horn at all times. That way, there aren't anybody standing around waiting for their call to come through. Attacker. They call to the collector, which means they tell the collector the correct color egg to pick up. There are no combat requirements, but usually a higher combat level means you perform better. You will have a red circle under you. Your job is to kill the penance fighters and rangers. Runes and arrows are provided near the entrance of each wave, but if you plan to use melee, you must bring your own. The collector will tell you via their horn what attack style to be using at any given time, or you will take unnecessary damage. On wave 10, it's your job to take spikes from the petrified mushrooms in the area. Healers will give you poisoned eggs, which you will use these spikes on, and then pass the poisoned eggs to the defender. Collector. They call to attackers, which means they tell the attacker what style combat to use on the penance monsters. There are no necessary requirements for this role, only your ability to collect eggs that have fallen onto the ground after a monster has been killed. You will have a yellow circle under you. The attacker will blow their horn and let you know which eggs to pick up, as you can only collect one color at a time or else you'll take damage. Red and green eggs can be loaded into the hopper for your teammates to launch the eggs at the monsters. Drop the blue eggs. On wave 10, you are to collect the yellow eggs that the penance queen drops and give them to the healer. You should get them back as omega eggs and use them on the hopper. It may take as many as 8 omega eggs to kill the penance queen. Defender. They call to the healer, which means they tell the healer which poison food to use. You will have a blue circle under you. Your job as a defender is to prevent penance runners from reaching the south end of the playing field. You lay bait on the ground leading towards traps so the runners will follow and get caught and killed. Bait is found in the defender machine near the entrance. There are 3 types of food: worms, tofu, and crackers, which will attract all penance runner no matter what is called, though they will only die if they eat the correctly called food. You lose points if they escape, so limit or prevent this as best as possible. There are traps and barricades you can build, but it's a hindrance to the team, so focusing on bait is best. On wave 10, you will dip eggs into the lava craters, then pass them back to the collector. Healer. They call to the defenders, which means they tell the defender which bait to use. You will have a green circle under you. Your job is to kill the penance healers and heal your team. You can find 3 different types of poisoned food: poisoned worms, poisoned tofu, poisoned meat, and a vial of healing water in the healer machine near the entrance of each wave. On wave 1 to 5, a single poisoned food is enough to kill them. Wave 7 to 10 will require at least 2. You can repeatedly feed them the poison food to do damage quicker. On wave 10, you are to receive the poison eggs from the collector and dip them in the poison springs before passing them on to the attacker. Those are the basics of all 4 roles, and though they all seem like they have a lot to them, it's relatively easy. My favorite role is the collector. Alright guys, that's all I have for you for this quick and simple guide. Till next time.